Welcome to Learn from Audio, the place where we dive into the most intriguing ideas that can transform your life. Today, we're delving into one of the most impactful books on habit formation ever written, Atomic Habits by James Clear. If you're ready to make small changes that lead to big results, stick around because this episode is packed with insights that will change the way you think about habits. Before we jump in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an episode. James Clear's Atomic Habits opens with a powerful story. Imagine a professional cyclist, British Olympic team coach Dave Brailsford. His approach was simple yet profound, the aggregation of marginal gains. He believed that if you could make a 1% improvement in everything you do, those small gains would add up to remarkable results. This philosophy led to British cycling's unprecedented success. The same principle applies to our daily lives. Small habits compounded over time can lead to extraordinary outcomes. Let's break down the core concepts of Atomic Habits. Part 1. The surprising power of atomic habits. James introduces the concept of atomic habits, tiny, seemingly insignificant actions that, when repeated consistently, lead to massive improvements. Unlike trying to overhaul your life overnight, focusing on small, manageable changes creates sustainable progress. He emphasizes that habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Just like money multiplies through compound interest, the effects of your habits multiply as you repeat them. Imagine waking up one day and deciding you want to run a marathon. It's daunting, isn't it? But what if you started with just 1 minute of running each day and gradually built up from there? That's the power of atomic habits. It's about making the process so simple that you can't say no. Let's take another example. Think of a snowball rolling down a hill. Initially, it's just a small ball of snow. But as it rolls, it picks up more snow and becomes larger and larger. Your small habits are like that snowball. Tiny actions that, over time, accumulate into significant change. Part 2. How habits shape your identity, and vice versa. James dives into the importance of identity-based habits. Instead of setting goals like, I want to read more, shift your mindset to, I am a reader. This subtle change focuses on becoming the type of person who does the behavior you desire. Habits are not just about what you want to achieve, but about who you want to become. Aligning your habits with your identity makes them stickier and more meaningful. Think about this. If you identify as a non-smoker, it becomes much easier to resist the urge to smoke. Your actions naturally align with your identity. This principle can be applied to any habit. By changing your identity, you change your behavior. Let's delve deeper with a real-life example. Take Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian of all time. He didn't just set goals to win gold medals. He saw himself as a swimmer first and foremost. This identity drove his daily habits, early morning swims, rigorous training, and meticulous attention to diet. By aligning his habits with his identity as a swimmer, he achieved extraordinary success. Part 3. The 4 Laws of Behavior Change. James Clear outlines 4 simple laws that serve as a framework for building good habits and breaking bad ones. The first law: make it obvious. The first step is to bring awareness to your habits. Create an environment that makes your desired habits obvious and your unwanted habits invisible. For instance, if you want to eat healthier, place fruits and vegetables where you can see them easily. Conversely, hide junk food out of sight. Have you ever noticed that the foods we eat most are usually the ones most accessible? That's no coincidence. By making healthy foods visible and accessible, you're more likely to choose them over less healthy options. It's about designing your environment to support your goals. Here's another example. If you want to develop a reading habit, place a book on your pillow each morning. This way, when you go to bed at night, you'll see the book and be reminded to read. It's a simple yet effective way to make the habit obvious. The second law: make it attractive. Habits become easier to adopt when they're attractive. Pair a habit you want to adopt with something you enjoy. For example, if you love listening to podcasts, Only listen to them while you're at the gym. This way, you associate working out with something positive. Consider the idea of temptation bundling. If you pair a habit you need to do with a habit you want to do, the combined activity becomes more attractive. For instance, if you enjoy watching TV, only allow yourself to watch your favorite show while doing household chores. This makes the chore more enjoyable and increases the likelihood of it getting done. Let's take a deeper look at another example. Suppose you want to start running but find it challenging to get motivated. You can make running more attractive by rewarding yourself with a delicious smoothie after each run. This creates a positive association with running, making it more appealing. The third law: make it easy. The key to success is to reduce the friction in performing the habit. Break down the habit into smaller, manageable steps. If you want to start meditating, begin with just 1 minute a day. The easier it is to start, the more likely you are to continue. Have you ever procrastinated because a task felt too daunting? By breaking down the task into smaller steps, you remove the resistance to starting. For example, if you want to write a book, start by writing just 1 sentence a day. This simple act can build momentum and make the larger goal feel more achievable. Let's illustrate this with an example. Imagine you want to declutter your home. Instead of tackling the entire house at once, start with just 1 drawer or 1 shelf. This makes the task less overwhelming and increases the likelihood of success. The fourth law: make it satisfying. Make sure there's a satisfying reward at the end. Immediate rewards can reinforce the habit loop. If you want to establish a reading habit, allow yourself a small treat after completing a chapter. This positive reinforcement makes the behavior enjoyable and more likely to be repeated. Think about the concept of a habit tracker. Each time you complete a habit, you get to mark it off on your tracker. This simple act of checking off a box provides a sense of accomplishment and reinforces the habit loop. The immediate satisfaction of seeing your progress can be a powerful motivator. Let's consider another example. Suppose you want to develop a habit of exercising regularly. You can make it satisfying by treating yourself to a relaxing bath or watching your favorite show after each workout. This creates a positive feedback loop that encourages you to stick with the habit. Part 4. The role of environment in shaping habits. Our environment plays a crucial role in shaping our habits. James Clear emphasizes designing an environment that supports your desired habits. Surround yourself with cues that nudge you towards your goals. Whether it's placing a guitar in your living room to encourage practice or setting up a dedicated workspace for productivity, our surroundings can either propel us forward or hold us back. Consider the story of Anne Thorndike, a primary care physician at Massachusetts General Hospital. She and her colleagues conducted a study to promote healthier eating habits by rearranging the hospital's cafeteria. By placing healthier options at eye level and making them more accessible, they significantly increased the consumption of healthier foods. This is a powerful example of how our environment can shape our behavior. Let's delve deeper into another example. Think about your digital environment. If you want to spend less time on social media, you can rearrange your phone's home screen to remove the social media apps or place them in a folder that's harder to access. This simple change can reduce the temptation to mindlessly scroll and help you focus on more productive activities. Part 5. The power of tracking and accountability. Keeping track of your habits can significantly boost your progress. Use habit trackers, journals, or even apps to monitor your daily actions. James Clear also highlights the importance of having an accountability partner. Sharing your goals with someone else increases your commitment and makes you more likely to follow through. Imagine you have a goal to run every morning. If you have a friend who also wants to run, you can keep each other accountable. Knowing that someone is counting on you to show up makes it harder to skip out on your commitment. This shared responsibility can be a powerful motivator. Let's consider another example. Suppose you want to improve your diet. You can keep a food journal to track what you eat each day. By writing down everything you consume, you become more aware of your eating habits and can identify areas for improvement. Sharing your journal with a nutritionist or a friend can also provide valuable feedback and support. Part 6. Overcoming plateaus and sticking points. It's natural to hit plateaus or face challenges on the journey to building new habits. James Clear advises embracing the plateau and focusing on the process rather than the outcome. Consistency is key, even when results aren't immediately visible. Trust that the small changes you're making will add up over time. Think of a bamboo plant. For years, it seems like nothing is happening as it grows underground. But when it finally breaks through the soil, it can grow several feet in just a few weeks. The same applies to our habits. The progress may not be visible at first, but consistent effort will eventually lead to noticeable results. Let's dive deeper with an example. Consider a student learning a new language. Initially, progress may seem slow and frustrating. However, by consistently practicing a little each day, the student builds a solid foundation. Suddenly, there comes a moment when everything clicks, and they can hold a conversation fluently. This breakthrough is a result of the cumulative effort over time. James Clear also talks about the concept of the plateau of latent potential. Many people give up on their goals because they don't see immediate results. But just because you can't see progress doesn't mean it's not happening. It's important to stay patient and trust the process, knowing that your efforts will pay off in the long run. Part 7. Habits are a marathon, not a sprint. Remember that habit formation is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about long-term sustainability rather than quick fixes. Embrace the journey, celebrate small wins, and keep pushing forward. Over time, these atomic habits will lead to significant, lasting changes in your life. Take the story of Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors of all time. His wealth was not built overnight, but through consistent, long-term investing. By focusing on the process and making small, smart decisions, he was able to achieve incredible success. The same principle applies to our habits. It's about making consistent, small improvements over time that lead to significant results. Let's explore another example. Consider someone who wants to lose weight. Crash diets and extreme workouts might yield quick results, but they are often unsustainable. Instead, adopting small, healthy habits, like drinking more water, eating more vegetables, and incorporating regular moderate exercise, can lead to lasting changes. It's about making lifestyle adjustments that you can maintain over the long haul. James Clear emphasizes the importance of systems over goals. Goals are the results you want to achieve, but systems are the processes that lead to those results. By focusing on building effective systems, you ensure continuous improvement and long-term success. This mindset shift helps you stay committed and motivated even when the journey gets tough. That's a wrap on our deep dive into Atomic Habits by James Clear. I hope you found these insights both inspiring and actionable. Remember, the key to transforming your life lies in making small, consistent changes. Start today and watch those tiny habits compound into incredible results. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and let me know in the comments which habit you're going to work on first. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next one.